Hi guys, welcome along to the BBQ Talk Show. My name is Matt, aka Smoking Q's. I'm on my own tonight, so we'll see what happens. Coming up on tonight's show, we'll be speaking to Neil, aka Guerrilla. That one I always get stuck on. Just must be the dyslexic in me. We'll be chatting about his recent cooks and his social media and all things Q. First, a foreword from our show supporters. The Rusty Barbecue Co. brings an exclusive 10% discount to all of his products. Meter, 15% worldwide. Discount on all of their products. Globaltic, who we've teamed up with, they bring 10% quality on their products. Quality birch charcoal. Really good stuff. And our latest supporter is the Dusty Barn. They are making bespoke chopping boards, signs and other things for your shacks, house, whatever, and they're giving us an exclusive 10% discount. All of those codes can be found on the website. If you jump over to bbqtalks.com, go and have a look and you should be able to find them there. Right, so a little bit of a change in the way we do things tonight, being that I'm running the show on my own tonight. I'm going to bring up our guest, Neil, now, and then we're going to have a look at the cooks of the week. Hey, Neil, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, mate. Having a good Friday?
Oh, yeah. Not that I've been stood outside at my new grill for the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours. Cooking
well,
some
yeah.
big
How are you finding
ribs.
this? How are you finding this grill then?
Well, let's put it this way. I've put the cover on it because I've run out of pellets.
Told you, didn't I?
I know.
When
Yeah,
you
silly
spoke to me the
mistake,
other day
wasn't it?
and you said, I've got a few bags of pellets, it's like, yeah, you're going to need like pallets of pellets.
Yeah. What was it? I heard recently a cubic fuck ton.
Yes.
It's pretty much what I need. I was speaking to a few people about pellets.
I mean, yeah, I saw a
buying
video
a large amount.
I saw a video the other day. You know, it was Hitchens Kitchen and Grill, and the kids were sitting there, and they just poured a whole bag in. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah, do you know what? I thought it would be all right. You know, a bag of cherry pellets will go for a while. Yeah, I was wrong. Turns out I was very, very wrong. I mean, I think I used like 30% just on the burnout.
Yeah.
Of the bag. And well, to be fair, I was speaking to you whilst I was doing it, and I ran it normal temperature, you know, whatever it says in the destruction manual.
Yeah.
Then went up to the next level, and then went all the way up to the highest just to, you know, give it that.
And it's like
see what this
the
can
organs
do.
spinning around and the hoppers are
just fucking firing them out. Yeah, just watching the algo going. Yeah, exactly that. It was definitely like that. Definitely.
Oh man.
Right, should we jump straight into the cooks of the week? Do you want to have a watch the cooks of the week?
Yeah, man, stick them on.
Let's do it. Right. For anybody that hasn't watched the show before, if you want to get your cooks featured on the show, either tag us on Instagram using hashtag BBQ Talk Show, or if you jump on the Facebook group and if you post in there, we will pick the cooks of the week. So let's just jump into it.
Okay then. Brick built outdoor stove. Fair play.
Yeah.
Elliot. John Davis's chorizo sausages, highly recommended.
They look good, don't they?
They are very good sausages. I actually tried his Portuguese linguiça sausages. One of my first Instagrams, I called them linguica, and I got panned. I got Portuguese friends on Facebook who was like, "It's linguiça, you dumbass." I was like, "I'm Welsh."
Yeah, exactly. Leave me alone. At least I tried.
I've had a lifetime of everyone pronouncing where I live wrong. I say one thing wrong, and everyone
has it got two L's in the front? Has it got two L's in the front of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. So, Cooks of the Week, like I said, if you want to get on the Cooks of the Week Instagram or the Facebook group.
I think it was a bit sparse looking this week, but after this weekend, I mean, wow, you're probably going to get a lot more entries next week. I mean, this weekend has looked fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, what might happen is I might just sort of play that bit, put my feet up for half an hour, have a brew, and then get on with the show.
Yeah.
Or at least that's that's yeah. It's let's hope we can get some more Cooks of the Week going.
Yeah, definitely.
Fill up the segment. It'd be nice.
Exactly. I mean, there's people cooking, immense amounts of it. So, all you got to do is push it on the media. I'm pretty sure they'll throw you some bones there.
Fingers crossed. Even if I just, take to Instagram and say, "Do you mind if I feature it?" And just
yeah,
that'd be fine. Right. So you're on here to talk about Q, about yourself, about everything.
Yeah.
So I guess let's start with you. Where are you from? How long have you been cooking over flames for?
I live on the North Wales coast. So if you look at a map of Wales and you've got a head and an arm and a leg sticking out, where the head is, I live just below there in a secret location. That's actually a little town called Mochtra, which translates as Pig Town. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yes.
There we go.
The story is one of the Welsh princes in the book The Mabinogion had stolen some pigs. I'm sure someone's going to come along and correct me on my Welsh history and what have you. Couldn't care less. But basically, the story is that he had a load of pigs and he hid in the forest just behind my house and stayed there overnight and then moved on to feed, I don't know, some people. There might be some open fire cooking, I don't know. So, that's where the town...
100%, got to take that one.
Yeah, so the town got its name, Moch Dre. Mochin is pig, Dre is town, and I live in Pig Town. How apt is that?
There you go. Absolutely. You couldn't ask for a better place to live, really.
I know, what an awesome name. There are also two Mochtras in Wales, which gets confusing as well, because there's one in Powys, and my one is in the county of Conwy. But as far as barbecue goes, I've only been barbecuing since the lockdown started. So a year ago, I was in this back garden out here, which I call the Gulag, because of the industrial fencing at the bottom, and everyone says, are you cooking from a prison? And it's like a lot of people are sitting there saying, like, it's the bars to keep me in, So basically, May bank holiday weekend, I was supposed to go to Santa Pod to go and watch the drag cars. So a load of friends of mine, we all tip up there. We form a corral with tents and caravans. We break up barbecues. And we just sit there, drink beer, watch cars doing insanely fast speeds and having a laugh. Of course, that got shit canned last year.
Absolutely.
So I've always been promising myself to get a Cadai fire pit. I saw one a couple of years ago and I thought, that is some Game of Thrones looking shit, and I want one of them in my back garden. And it got to the Santa Pod weekend and I thought, you know what? The money I would have spent going to Santa Pod, I'm going to spend it on a Cadai. So I phoned up the mob in Shropshire. I said, could you get one for the bank holiday weekend? And they were like, you've left it a bit late. And it's like, go on, do us a solid. And they did, bless them. Yeah, go on. Yeah, I'm on my hands and knees here. And that weekend, I cooked over open fire for the first time. I had my little one here in the garden. My father came round, and I just sat there, and it was my dad who's done a bit of barbecuing back in the day. In the bad old days, you know.
Is that in the days where you used to light it with petrol and everything came out? You know, what is it? What's been going on? Hashtag shit British barbecue or something, wasn't
it? Bad British barbecue. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, there's an axe being ground in the garden for that one. I'm telling you that for nothing.
Yes.
So we get the cat eye, and I set it up, and my dad comes round, and he sits there, and he starts talking about direct and indirect. And I was like, yes, Dad, I've cooked over open flames before. I've done a lot of wild camping in the past. You know, I'm burning pretty much green wood, you know, so how hard can this be, you know? And, you know, I followed some of his advice, and, you know, it was quick, you know, and it was like, wow, you know, it's nice. It's done quickly, but I didn't feel satisfied by that. So I got a friend called Dan, and he's basically a bit of a barbecue experience guy, and he's done a bit of smoking. So I started tapping him up for questions, and another friend of mine, Andy, came along, and he was like, you know, oh, I've got a ProQ smoker. And I was like, what's one of those then? So a little bit of research, and a month later, I get a ProQ smoker. And one of the first things I did was, remember the Morrison's briskets the briskets that were going around last summer, and they were like ridiculously cheap. I bought one. So I get home, I cut it open, and I roll it out, and I'm thinking, oh, what have I got here? So that basically taught me that you need to understand the meat. Seriously now, people.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's half the battle. You know, you can learn as much as your stuff about your pits and, you know, the charcoal and things you do, and even the weather you're operating in. But until you understand the meat in the first place, and I rolled this thing out, and I was like, this doesn't look good. And, you know, it wasn't a bad one. It just wasn't the best start. So Google, and I come across something called Country Wood Smoke, and it's this little page. And I thought, oh, and there it is, this brisket in beer, you know, braised in beer. I thought, I'll give it a whirl. And it came out all right. I was quite impressed with it. Is
that Marcus's braised brisket?
There we go. So then I think, oh, there's a YouTube page about this. And, oh, my God, he's got a Facebook page. And I opened the Facebook page, and I was like, what the hell? It was like 30,000 people all clamoring away, you know, just with various things. And I was just like, I recoiled. I was like, this is just overload for me. I'll retreat. So I go back to Dan, and I'm like, Dan, what the hell have I got myself into here? And he's like, dude, just do this, do that, and what have you. And then he mentions rubs. I'm like, what are rubs? You know, I have no idea what they are. So he goes, yeah, just get rubs. You know, you can make rubs, you know, salt, pepper, garlic. SPG. I thought, okay, we've got an acronym here, SPG. Right. I've learnt my first bit of barbecue terminology. So I go on, you know, Google again, salt, pepper, garlic, and I look at it and I think, wow, I've got to buy a lot of this stuff, and I'm going to need voluminous amounts of it. I wonder if somebody actually makes it already. You know, yeah, people do. There's a lot of people. And one of the first companies I came across was this company called Angus and Oink. And I was like, okay, I like the name. Then I went on the website, and then I saw the names of the rubs, and I thought, yes, these are my kind of people. I think I ordered the Montreal seasoning and the General, which turns out it's one of their OG rubs. And I got the General, and I tried it, and I loved it. And that snowballed into where we are today. So from then, I've now got a Weber kettle, which I won, courtesy of an Angus and Oink competition there, doing the I Am Hungry Oink competition, where I made a complete fool of myself and gave myself heartburn for about 9 days, emulating the things that Becca was scoffing. Don't want to do that again. So I've got a Weber kettle now. And, you know, my advice to anyone is, if you want to start somewhere, a Weber kettle all day long. without a shadow of a doubt.
Definitely.
You're
They
Swiss
are
on.
certainly the, yeah, they are very much.
They are, you know.
Do anything, do anywhere, you know, you can do anything on them.
I kind of wish
with a
I
little
got
bit
one
of
like 10
adaptation
years
if
ago.
you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
then going from then is last September. We're getting in with things. I was pretty much just on Facebook. And then I saw a company called Hammerforge do a giveaway, and it was one of those.
Don't get too far into this because I've got questions about it in a minute.
Okay, so we'll get to that. And I was just like, what is this? Then I saw this like next level of smokers going on, and I was like, right. And then things happened. I was on a Facebook page, and I didn't get on well with the admin. I'm not going to name the person because you're a bell end. So not
impartial.
Yeah, I don't hold back. I really don't. So I fell out with that guy pretty quickly, and I thought, you know what? I'll give this Instagram a try. So I went on with my personal Instagram account, and it's a very heavy metal account, and it isn't not a lot of traffic on it. And I thought, tell you what, I'll create an Instagram account. So, where did you get the name from? I hear you ask.
You're gonna go through all the questions I've got. Go on.
Well, okay,
go for it. Where did you get the name from?
Years ago, my mum, bless her, when I used to say, "What's for tea?" she said, "I'm going to grill the Guerrilla." Now, I didn't want to put Guerrilla as the name, you know, I'm grilling an actual gorilla because that'd be stupid. So I decided that, you know, with guerrilla warfare and doing things a little bit differently and going off the beaten track, you know, I thought that name would suffice quite nicely. So that's what I went for, and I typed it in, and I typed it in wrong. I spelled gorilla with one R.
Yeah. How many times did I spell the adverts wrong before I sent them to you?
I was like, oh man.
I was like, you know when you just sit there and you go, yeah, gorilla, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's like guerrilla warfare, not like that kind.
Yeah.
And I went back. I went and looked. I was like, fuck, right, let's do them again. typed it in wrong again. Made all the artwork, sent them across to you. I went, I'm still wrong. 3 times. Eventually got it right.
I get it wrong all the time, and I'm always typing it out, and I'm like, oh, could I just pick something far simpler, like Big Hairy Barbecue or something like that, you know? But it suits my persona really, you know, and you know, it's when I came to getting the logo done, you know, I just had my face on there, and I got a logo done, and the brief I gave the guy, and he nailed it, and it was like, that is set in stone for me now, you know. Very happy with that.
That's a quality logo.
Thank you very much. You know, it was worth paying money for. You know, it was one of those guys that when he keeps in touch with you and shows you what he's done, and you're like, man, this is, you know what I asked you for and what I've got is way beyond what I was expecting.
Where did you get it done from?
It was on Instagram. I can't remember the guy's name now, but if anybody wants to find out, I can get the guy's name. The problem being is he's a little bit quiet at the moment because he's moved house and he's kind of on and off Instagram. So, but there are a plethora of guys on Instagram that can do you a design, you know, and they would do some awesome designs as well. Well worth the money.
I recently had mine changed. I say recently, probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I went on Fiverr, believe it or not. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give Fiverr a go. And I thought, right, fuck it. I'm going to chuck £5 at somebody and see what they come back with.
This is what Fiverr is. The clue is in the name.
Well, I may as well have taken that £5, gone out to the garden and light it on fire and just let it float away. Oh, fucking hell. It was dreadful. What came back, I was just like, yeah, I made a better logo myself for free.
So basically,
how have you?
These
How
people
have you
held a
taken
crayon
what I
in their
did
mouth.
and made it worse? Pretty much, yeah. That's it. That's pretty much what it looked like. It looked fucking dreadful. And
Oh, no.
I thought, right, I'm not going to be defeated. I'm going to do another little bit of research on Fiverr.
Yeah.
And I might invest a little bit more money. I thought, right, okay, let's go for it. Granted, I may have paid like 40, 50 quid for it. But
Right.
this is now what I end up with. So
Money well spent.
It's not terrible. And to be honest, I think I went through about 12 different revisions. So initially they were throwing in like all of these weird little intricate lines around the outside.
It's on a tiny little Instagram and Facebook profile.
But yeah,
does it?
It kind of, I don't know, it had a bit of a weird sort of vibe to it. I was like, here's the brief. It's like outdoor cooking barbecue primarily.
Yeah.
Give us, you know, and they came back with some kind of, it was almost like a shrine to a cow. So the guys I did it from were really good. They actually sent me all of the artwork. They sent me all the vector files. And I said, yeah, okay. Because I didn't want to keep going back and forth with these guys. Because I think I got to like the 12th revision and I was like, it's kind of there. I know how to use Adobe Illustrator. I'll tweak the bits I wanted. So I actually added the grill lines. They did most of the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's if you're going to use Fiverr, make sure you use it like proper money.
Yeah,
Not
I'd rather give it to charity, to be honest with you, you know.
To be honest, I wish I probably just invested on like recommendations from somebody that's had theirs done. So rather than chancing it on the Fiverr market.
I asked for recommendations. So with going back to September, with being on Instagram, and you know, I was out on my depth, and a bunch of guys came along and they sent me an invite to a WhatsApp group. And I was like, okay, so I dived into this WhatsApp group, and it was just called like Barbecue and Bollocks, right? And it was just guys hanging out, having a beer, sending each other pictures of what they were up to that day, you know, and you sat there and you saw these cooks going on, and I was like, these are amateur cooks. My God. You know, this is some good stuff. And you know, we had guys in there that were chefs, you know, guys in there working in hospitality. They're at home, they're furloughed. And I was invited by Cork Barbecue. Who's become a celebrity in his own right on Instagram.
And he just
Live to Barbecue as well. Meat Fire Whiskey was in there, who's a fellow Angus and Oink ambassador as well. There was a list of great guys. You know, Hampshire Barbecue was in there. Mr. Russell Davis was in there. You know, and these guys were just all doing this sort of support thing. You know, and a lot of the guys there, you know, they were furloughed. They were at home and they couldn't have mates come around and talk to them and things like that. So it was like a little pub. You know, eventually this thing snowballed into something called the BBQ Cartel, and come September time and October time, we start doing charity cooks and raising money for people. We raised money for the nursing foundation. There was stuff for Mind and Pieta over in Ireland. So you know, there's a lot of guys in Ireland and a lot of guys in the UK as well. And it was just awesome. Things turned a little bit odd round about Christmas time, and the BBQ Cartel decided to disband and just do their own thing. But everyone in there is busy. You know, you look at those accounts now, and there is you know, relentless pace of stuff coming out all day long. You know, I also became part of the Sizzle Show, so I was doing tech reviews on barbecue kits and things like that. The problem I had was that I was having to go out and review kits in December in horrendous weather. My gazebo got killed on Boxing Day, and I was I'm nearly 50 years of age, and I was sitting there thinking, why am I out here in December reviewing a cold smoke generator and getting frozen to bits. And I realised I wasn't actually doing as much barbecuing as I could have been doing. And I've always said,
Right.
we'll be out there in the Welsh weather, all hours, all weathers. I'm not putting it away. You know, it's staying out and it's getting cooked on. That to me is I've paid all that money. I want to use it. You know, I've got a cooker in that corner there. Every time I turn it on, it smells like dust because the damn thing doesn't get used. You know, I have genuinely cooked outside. Indoors, I think I cooked on Christmas Day. I definitely cooked on Christmas Day. I'm hard pushed to think of any other days where I've cooked indoors.
I was not allowed to do the Christmas turkey on the barbecue. I was a little bit deflated by that. And then
were they worried about the time taken to cook on those things? I mean, you got to now. I mean, wow, you know, you're flying now.
Don't tell everybody. It's a secret. I haven't told everyone yet. Or maybe I just posted shitloads of pictures of it on Instagram all the time.
Yeah, I saw you.
I have a Traeger.
You'll chip me there.
No. I've got a Traeger that when you put one chicken in it, it's like you've just chucked a penny in a fucking wishing well.
It's like you open the grill and it goes like an echo.
You know when you sort of you open it up and you think, fuck, which side did I put the chicken in? Sometimes people say big people say big is always better. Well, do you know what? In this case, I'm not sure buying the 780 was a good idea. I think I probably could have got away with the 575.
Yeah, but you know what? Is if you're going to have something of that size, is imagine now when this saying, when things get better and things open up, etc., etc. You know, imagine you've got a big party going on in your back garden. That's when that is going to be all day.
Let's put it this way. I took a trip to my friendly catering butchers this morning. They normally deliver to my meat to the door.
Okay.
And today I thought I'll make a change. I'll go and get it. I'll just go and grab some ribs from them. Never been to their place before, and they were open.
Okay.
Good, wasn't it? So I ordered it yesterday for pickup today. Yeah. So you get there, and you've got this unit and this big, like, triple bolted door, and I've never seen a door this like fucking manly ever. Yeah, it's got 3 bolts that come through top, middle, and bottom. And you're like, seriously, did you need that kind of security on a meat lockup?
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, I'll be around there with a Ford Ranger, chains on the door, giving it the gas, whip the chain off, and having to wait as much brisket as I can carry.
I think it's possibly that has happened. That's why they've got this ridiculous door on there.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, you're going to walk in and they're just going to have like a little sort of a face on this, lockup. It's a building. Yeah. No. You just walk straight into the butchery. But they're all just fucking chopping away, butchering full like cows behind you, and you're like, I don't want to leave. This is amazing. Please teach me. I'm stood there and I'm like, what? Oh wow, and you're looking at all of the sort of the meat hanging on the wall, and you're thinking, I could do so much with that.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So I picked up 4 kilos of pork rib, 2 heffing great racks.
Yeah. 4 kilos of rib of pork, man. Damn.
Yeah, best bet.
So
it's only 22 quid.
So you got home and you opened the freezer, and then you had to bend them in the middle to get them into the freezer.
Freezer? They went straight on the fucking Traeger.
Good answer.
Came upstairs, I was like, right, let's get these on. So I did like an American versus England thing today with different ribs. So in fact, I haven't showered them out in a long time, so I'm going to do it now. Uncle Steve has his competition line and a plethora of other rubs. So that was the American one that we used. And I say this pretty much every time I put any of his rubs on anything. Like, there is no words apart from, like, profanities. I don't know what he blends it with. I think it must be witchcraft.
Or LSD.
So, and I do you know, it's going to be really bad. I was like, right, well, you know, I used the sweet butts and bacon from Angus and Oink.
Yes.
You know, the limited edition rub.
I'm aware of it.
Right, okay. I thought, right, let's go for it. Let's have a rack of ribs with that and a rack of ribs with that competition pig powder.
Yeah.
And I had the wife, my 2 kids, my wife's sister, and her kids. And we were like, right, okay. And we blind tested them. Well, I didn't because I knew which ones they were. I said, right, tell me which ones are the better ones. And I hate to say this, but Angus and Oink lost.
No.
There is a reason that this stuff is called competition pig powder, and why the guy that helped this guy make this blend, Daddy Dutch, wins competitions constantly with it. It is fucking incredible. In fact, so much so, I have his whole competition line that I'm going to give away. So I've got his chicken, so his competition bird powder, his competition pig powder, and his competition cow powder. I also have this magical stuff, which is his dessert shake. Right?
Okay, right.
Oh, this is like a little box, little tub of heaven. This shit is incredible. So I thought, right, I'm just gonna
breakdown on it then.
Right, do you want me to read what it's got in it?
Go on.
So, put this great tasting mixture on anything that you might use on with sugar on. It has a perfect sweet and cinnamon blend that will make any dessert just that much better and better and better. And yeah, I'm not joking. It's
Have you tried
sugar,
meat
cinnamon,
tinsel?
and honey powder?
No, I haven't. Meat tinsel from Angus and Oink. Man.
Good?
Apple crumbles, awesome. Popcorn, awesome.
So
hot cross buns, awesome. Ice cream, awesome.
So I put that on ice cream. That was incredible.
Yeah, man.
Then I put it on an apple pie. Oh my god!
It's one of the hard things that people do. Is baking on barbecues. And you get the likes of Sue Stoneman. Who is actually nailing baking on a barbecue. And I've seen that some of the stuff she's doing, and you sit there and you think, right, I'm going to give that a go. And you watch what she's doing. And my little one, is she likes hot dogs. That's all she likes. And I've done smash burgers and things like that for that. But sit there and she's like, Daddy, can we bake on the barbecue? And it's like with the ProQ, not so. It's a tall order for the ProQ to do that, but the Weber, wow, and I've done quite a lot of dough in the last 2 weeks going on the Weber, and the child is just like, you sit there and she sees you mixing something with dough, she goes straight off to the rub rack and she comes back with meat tinsel and this hopeful look on her face. Nice. It's like, go, I'll bring it here then. We'll do it.
So, I've tried baking on the Qs a few times. So I tried doing a cookie dough in a skillet.
Yeah.
And from the surface, it looked fucking incredible. I mean, some of these people on Instagram would go...
How thick was it?
Yeah, it's perfect. Oh, it was thick. It was
Okay.
thick.
Are we talking? Talking?
Probably 2 inch. Probably 2 inch thick.
Did you try a pizza stone underneath it?
No.
Did you try maybe an upturned cake tin? You know, like a little
No.
cheese tin or as a
No.
little deflector.
No.
So you
No.
carbonised the crap out of it, didn't you?
In one.
Did it look like Han Solo in carbonite?
I looked at it and thought, oh man, this looks fucking incredible. It smelled lush. I got a spoon and just went in. You know, it's like Uri Geller. Like a whop. It's like, oh my god, what's going on? So I got in. I thought, oh, it's just a crusty top. Got in. I was like, right, okay. What the fuck is this? And I pulled the spoon back out. I go, I want nothing black that I put in there. What? Scraped it. Oh, fuck my life.
Oh, sugar.
1.9 inches.
Oh, wow.
It was burnt to a crisp. Just the top.
Yeah,
it's the top.
You know, as well, you know, when you're baking stuff on there, you know, the sugars, you know, when you mix things, they will, you leave it 10 minutes and then, you know, you pour it into a bowl. You know, the sugars will eventually work their way down to the bottom as it's cooking. So, you know, you need the heat there.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so you ended up with basically Rivita at the bottom.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
No.
It wasn't nice. I mean, I thought I ruined my skillet, to be honest. I thought that was the end of it.
There's always the sandblasting option to get everything off a skillet if you have to.
Yeah, it needed re-seasoning again after that, to be fair. It was it was pretty bad. Our Sue's just said cook lower temp and for longer.
There we go then.
Next time I will try that. To be honest, I don't think I used my ugly drum smoker and I'm pretty sure I had it on like 110 degrees. But it's because it sits directly over the fire basket.
Yeah.
It was just like, no, I'm going to burn.
I mean, yeah,
however,
a pizza stone is a good help.
Yeah, I'm certainly going to try again on the Traeger.
Oh, definitely go for it.
As the Americans call it, the easy bake oven. I sent a picture of my new toy to some of our very close friends across the pond. And that was the ridicule I got. Why the fuck have you bought an easy bake oven? You're bad enough as it is with your gadgets to control fires. Why have you bought that?
But
and then they were like,
but as I said to you the other day,
nice.
You got a busy day, right? You come in
exactly, and it makes life easier for you, doesn't it?
You know, within 20 minutes, you know, in 20 minutes, I can't come in, fill a chimney, get that lit, wash my hands,
absolutely.
Get some chicken out, wash my hands again, put some rubs on stuff, get things prepared, and go outside. And then basically is within about 30 minutes, I've got a chimney ready to go in.
Exactly. And then you still got to cook it. Do you know what I mean? I've never cooked breakfast on the barbecue before. Because of that reason. I am an impatient sod. Right?
Yeah, so but tell people what day you sent me a picture of breakfast cooked on the Traeger.
It might have been April Fool's Day.
And it was,
and it did the idea didn't even cross my mind.
And it was 20 minutes to 12 and I was like, nice try, mate. Fuck off.
And do you know what? I was there, I was like, what? Oh, it's April Fool's Day. Fuck.
You will not believe the amount of messages I had on Facebook.
I tell you, I found that one with the Heinz beans flavoured beer. Fucking hell. It was Tiny Rebel that was doing it.
Yeah, Tiny Rebel.
Tiny Rebels, like Heinz bean flavoured beer.
You know what I got was there was a motorcycle helmet company called Rurock, and they actually had a hydration system. We actually had a motorbike helmet, but it was literally like those things that Homer Simpson wears. And they had like
No.
2 things with straws coming through into the mouth, and it was like, no, absolutely not, no. So apologies to you, but you send me a picture of a fried egg
Yeah.
and beans and toast to say, I've done it on my tray, and I'm like,
And there was bacon, but I was stupid and I put the beans all over the fucking bacon. So no one could see it. It's just like a little bit sticking out.
listen, I was on high alert. I'm always on high alert on April the 1st because I've played some ridiculous pranks on people, and people have nearly died. So I've had a bit of a reputation in the past with pranks and stuff. And then when people send me stuff on April the 1st, it's like I'm not reading a single message until 1 minute past 12.
Until we've
you open
gone
up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mate, your car's on fire outside. It's like, no. And then you open the front door, you go, oh, yeah, it was.
Oh, bollocks.
Blues and twos going past. It's like, yeah, it was. Damn it. Yeah. So when you sent me that, I do apologise, but I was just like...
To be fair, you did call it. You were like, how did you do your toast?
That was my one thing. I was like, how did you toast on the Traeger?
Yeah, you got me. I used the toaster.
Yeah, so
To be honest, and a lot of the viewers will know that I have a tendency to either burn myself with anything I do or set fire to things. So it would have either been me burning myself, recovering the toast from said grill, or it would have been flames rather than,
I did
toast.
exactly the same thing with Cook Barbecue. Did a 12-hour marathon one night. I think it was getting on for late September. Getting on, the nights were drawing in, and I'd finished my shift at work, and I came in and I'd done a little experiment of getting 2 steaks. One had been dry brined, one was straight out the packet, and I was trying to explain like the pellicle that you will get from leaving a steak to do its thing, and it was a bit dark outside. The gazebo was on. I had lights out there as well, and I literally threw the steak in from about a foot height into basically about half an inch above you. Have it, like Mission Impossible with the exploding glasses. Hey! And,
awesome.
I ended up with my right hand literally covered in scalding hot butter, but like a trooper, I carried on. Did my live, went through all the bits and bobs, explained things and what have you. And I ran indoors and spent my night of sleep with my hand in a bowl of ice water. And I woke up the next day.
I still have a hole in my finger from when I touched the top of one of them. So,
I woke up with hands the next day like that thing from Lord of the Rings, Smeagol or Gollum. It's like massive digits, with like weird
the
fingers.
orcs.
Yeah, it was bad.
Nice. Shit, that's not good.
Anyone that gets into barbecue, buy some freeze
wear gloves.
Spray. Yeah, well,
freeze spray. Yeah, don't worry about the gloves. Fuck it, just buy freeze spray. That'll do the job. Ice packs. Ice pack.
And I don't care how good you are. You burn yourself on a regular basis. I mean, I did it last October. I reached across a vortex.
I do that often just to see if it's going to burn.
Yeah, but I actually I ended up with this like coin on there, but it didn't appear straight away. And I was 10 minutes out, I was like, what the hell's that? And there was like this like scab there, and I was just like, oh, I leaned across the vortex. Oops, and then I see. I lean across. You see, this is going to sound fucking ridiculous, and I am going to get ridiculed for admitting it, but I see how many wings I can flip before it starts to burn over the top of the vertex, and it's like, fuck, it's hot. So there you go. Now you've got an understanding why I burn myself all the time. I did it the other week. With the cake tin. I was cooking something last Saturday, and I came in the kitchen, and you're excited. And of course, you take your gloves off, don't you? You put the cake tin
and then
down.
You just grab it.
It's a springform cake tin. And I grabbed all the springform, and I actually heard my own fingers go. I was like, straight to the sink underneath. It's like every damn time. It's just,
ow.
It's relentless.
See, I got a little one today, so I was making pit beans in my cast iron Dutch oven. So I had that on the Traeger. I made 2 lots of mac and cheese with what's the word? What is it? Panko breadcrumbs on top.
I am aware of them.
Oh my god. Never tried that before. And these 2 racks of ribs, and I still had space.
Of course, because you bought the sensible option of all of the Traeger.
So, first things first, I was like, right, okay, well, the lid's not going to be that hot. Fuck it, I'll just... Nope, that's hot.
On the cast iron?
Yeah, I just thought, well, let's just see how hot it... Oh, no, yeah, it's hot. Okay. Get the gloves. Got the gloves.
Do you want to do a little dabberoo?
Fingers in the gloves are too fucking big to get it off. So I was like, fuck, okay. How do we... I just bang it a little bit. There we go. Now I've got it off. So I got it off, put it upside down.
Yeah.
And then I went, right, okay, I'll take the gloves off because I need to mix it, whatever. And then I went, fucking lid's in the way. Ah! Lid's in the way. So that's twice. And then I was like, right, I need to move it. So I was like, I'm not going to be a dick this time. I'm going to use the glove before I burn myself. Put the glove back on, moved it, and then the fucking handle fell on my arm. So I burned myself again. So 3 times today I managed to burn myself. But to be fair, they were like little, ooh, you little bugger. They weren't too bad because obviously I was cooking low and slow anyway. It was just
I've got a Panko story for you. I think Live to Barbecue, if he's watching, he loves the Panko story. So Jimmy straight away. Oh god, you can rely on these guys. Like they're like a bloody Swiss watch, aren't they?
There's another one as well. That's something about glove biting and butter inferno. That we need to get to.
The butter inferno we've covered, which was the steak being thrown.
Of course.
Style.
Of course, yeah.
Glove biting. Bill will have to remind me. Lots of shit goes down, but it's like I have trouble remembering it. But the Panko.
Absolutely.
I wanted to do. We were doing the Angus and Oink 6 Nations cook, and I wanted to do Scotch eggs because weirdly enough, Angus and Oink got Wales in the 6 Nations draw, and I got Scotland. And I thought, I've got to represent Scotland. So I thought, I know, rather than breadcrumb, Panko's a bit more rustic. It'll catch the smoke a bit more surface area and what have you. And I went on Amazon, and Amazon was like, you've got 13 seconds to order Panko, or you ain't getting it tomorrow. And I was like, but I need it Saturday, which means I need it Friday. And it was saying, you're not having it until Monday. So I went, that Panko, bye, have it. Job's a good one.
This is nearly as bad as Phil Bruchak and his purchases.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I can see where this one's going.
So I get home from work and I come up the driveway and I'm looking, the lights come on and I'm getting there and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm telling you now, the box was massive, right? I ordered 1 kilogram of Panko. Now, a kilogram doesn't sound a lot, but when you're talking about a kilogram of
breadcrumbs,
dude, honestly,
incredible.
The bag was like that. You know what I mean? It was about that wide. I actually tried to get pillowcases off my bed, and I couldn't actually get it into a pillowcase. I have
Sleeping on Panko
everywhere. So
what did you do with it?
I've parted it out into vacuum bags, and I vacuum sealed Panko, and it's going to go in the bin. I'm never going to use that much in my entire life.
Was it expensive?
I think it was about £6, £7, something like that.
Really, for a kilo? Fucking hell, that's not bad.
It was mental. It was mental. And in fact, Live to Barbecue, I showed him the picture, and he was like, "That's some awesome Panko. Actually, that's really good Panko." It's like, Good, because I've got a lot.
A hell of a lot.
A hell of a lot.
So much Panko. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you touched lightly on your Hammerforge.
Matron.
Divulge. What made you get it?
Well, this came to last September. Hammerforge. Sean Bevins was still with them then. And Sean did a giveaway. And it was on Facebook. And I don't know how I came across it. I was just mooching around on Facebook one day. And I saw this thing. And I was just like, what is that?
Yeah.
And boom, that was it. You know, I had love hearts in my eyes. It was like, I want a Hammerforge. So I made inquiries. And the only place I could get one was the south of France. So I worked out that to go to the south of France, 48-hour rental of a vehicle minimum. I've got to stay in France overnight. I've got to cross the borders. I've got to renew various bits and bobs to get over there. And it was looking at sort of £1,200 for the Hammerforge, then getting over there. And it was working out conservatively £1,800. I was like, I don't need one that bad. I do want one, but I don't need one that bad. So it comes to January, and BBQ UK start importing them into the country, along with the Beast and the El Padre, which is the like an Asado, a Santa Maria, style system, or what have you. And I think the double barrel smoker as well. And I thought, that's nice. So I started speaking to BBQ, and the Panko British room, man.
Sorry, sidetracked it. That sounds banging.
I will have to. I'm willing to take any Panko recipe, to be honest with you. I've got some.
Throw in your Panko recipes.
I think I'm down to my last hectare, you know. So I spoke to BBQ and I said,
Sorry.
You know, so what's the deal with the Hammerforge then? And he said, oh, it's, you know, we don't do the optional extras. We do everything with it. So you don't need to buy the charcoal basket. You don't need to buy the rotisserie. It's all in the price, because otherwise it's £50 for the bracket. It's £70 for the basket. It's this, that, and that.
Right.
And
so they buy the full whack. In one hit.
So they get it all in.
Okay, fair enough.
So you haven't got to mess about, you know. Extra grill as well, a grill grate as well. So he goes, SoCal Barbecue are stocking it. Well, the Sizzle Show was sponsored by SoCal Barbecue. So I was like,
yep,
there we go. So I go and see Charles and say, Charles, I want a Hammerforge. And he was like, well, they're 3 weeks away. And I was like, well, I want one. And I want one really badly. And like, you know, can I give you a deposit? And he was like, yeah, you can, you know. So the long and short of it is the Hammerforge comes in. He goes, I've got it. I get paid on the 15th of every month. I'm straight on the phone. I'm like, Charles, here's my details. Da, 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 da. And he's like, right, we'll get it dispatched. And I didn't realize this thing is like 103 kilograms. It's heavy. So he says it's coming on this day. You know when pallet companies tell you the day they're delivering something, and you take a day off, and it's awesome when it arrives, but your train didn't did it. Well,
don't rub salt in the wound.
Sorry.
Fucking hell. Do you know I was so fucking angry that day. My wife.
Tell me about it.
It was meant to come on the Tuesday, or I was told it was coming on the Tuesday. So I took the day. I kind of took the day off.
Yeah.
I was working, but you know when you're excited and you're like, "Fuck yeah, I got a new toy coming." You're like, nothing. You can't think about anything else.
So you know, I can't be into things.
No, so I got to like 4 o'clock, and I'm clock watching now, and I'm thinking, where the fuck is this thing, right? And the worst thing is, you don't ever see Pallet Waistbands.
Can I just stop a second?
Ever.
You better have clothes on. I'm on the internet. Turn your ass around and put pajamas on. Yeah. Child.
Incredible.
5, 4. Don't make me get 3. Okay. Well,
I'll tell you what. That's going to be the show clip.
Oh,
You better have clothes on.
you need a bigger towel. That's the one on the settee. There. Put that on. It's got like a hand towel. You just dry your hands on. Right around the top.
You don't need a towel. You just need to run around really fast.
Yeah, man.
Just run around in circles really quickly until you dry.
Yeah. It's like these pallet companies, is if you've ordered anything heavy, they're going to put it first on, aren't they?
Yeah,
in an emergency stop. They don't want that thing paggering all the way down the length of the vehicle and crushing them in their seats like a tube of Colgate.
Absolutely not.
So you were not getting your Traeger till last call, basically, were you?
I was actually on the Wednesday. I was the last. So Tuesday, 4:00, saw a Pallet Waistband go up the road.
And you were like,
oh mate, I got out of the chair and I was like, fuck yes, come in. And I'm like fucking dancing around the front room like, I'm here. Come back. Oh, you prick. Where are you going? And I'm there. I'm like, fuck. And like in your head, you're like, so he's delivered it somewhere else. He's delivered it to the wrong person. And my
so like you expect like little Mabel down the end of the street going, oh no, I've got what is it?
Yeah, I've got a delivery for you. Okay, yeah, just chuck it around the back. That kind of thing, right? So at this point, obviously, my wife had worked
for my dog.
My wife had worked out that I was on edge, so she decided to go up the road, like have a walk and see if these guys were delivering it to another number 19.
Okay.
She was gone for 10 minutes. Wow,
you were grasping at straws here, weren't you?
Where's my fucking Traeger? I'm there like, no, this can't be right. And she comes back. She goes, no, it's not being delivered anywhere else. And I saw the Pallet Waistband come back down the road about half an hour later, and I'm like, and it just went straight past. I was like, oh
no.
And at that point, I felt like someone had just gone in and just grabbed my heart or just held it in your face.
Mola Ram from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
You've got it in one. That's exactly how I felt. And I'm there like, where's my Traeger? I've got this big old pork shoulder out, ready to smoke on it. And then my wife goes, well, you'll have to ring them tomorrow and see where it is. So woke up in the morning and was like, right, okay, fine.
So you weren't worried about like thousands of pounds worth of Traeger. You were worried about 34 quid worth of pork shoulder going to waste.
No, I was worried about the Traeger, to be honest. But we'll say that I was worried about the pork.
Okay.
Absolutely not. So the Wednesday come along and I'm like, right, okay, we'll leave it until like 10ish. And we'll see how we go.
Sorry, when people say tennis, I always imagine Sean Connery talking about the sport, knocking the ball back and forth. Tennis.
Tennis. Nice.
That's it now. It's locked in the head now. You'll never forget that.
Yeah, tennis. No, you've got it. I thought, right. And to be fair, I'm going to shout out Jay at Oldham's Barbecue World, because that's where I got it from. And, I said when he came on the show that if I was in the market, I'd get one from him. So,
okay,
that's where we got it from. I gave the lads a call, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't get through. They're that fucking busy,
dude.
Could not get through to him, which is incredible.
He's rang me a few times, and he's rang me on a Saturday night, sort of like 7:00. And he does a video call, and you sit there and you think, "You've had a day, mate." And he's like, "You will not believe." When he turns around, and this is why I've been telling people that talk to me and say, "I want to buy a barbecue. Buy it now."
Yeah, absolutely.
No, buy it now.
Do it now.
Do it
now, otherwise you will not get them.
When you've got people like Jay from Alton's, you've got Charles from SoCal turning around and saying like,
we're not going to be able to get
pre-orders, and we're not meeting pre-orders. And then when they're coming in, we are literally opening the pallet, putting your name and address on it. It's back out the door again.
Let's go in. Yep.
You know, whereas he's like, don't bother bringing the pallet into the showroom. It's round the back. It's unwrapped out the door and it's gone. And you sit there and think,
absolutely.
Well, you know, is manufacturing has taken a hit this year. You know, all that stuff that's coming through, and you know, let's face facts. Is let's hope your barbecue is not on that boat on the Suez Canal. You know.
Yeah, Chris has got it right. Look, buy in the winter. Absolutely.
Chris is Big Nose Barbecue. He's he had an awesome segment this week with he had a guy come along. I think it was Bros, if they called him whatever. He was his local butcher, and they did a how to do a porchetta on the Sizzle Show, and wow,
nice.
I mean. It's one of those videos where you know there's always banter going on. There's little tippy tappy people having fun. Right, it was near silent in the chat. There was like me going like asking questions, and there's a few people asking questions, but
everyone else just dribbling.
Yeah, they're like, you know, watching our porchetta being done. And man, what an interesting video. You know, and that's the thing with some of the stuff coming through at the moment now is for the slightly more advanced person. There's some great videos coming out at the moment. But yeah, going back to you've got
sorry, I hijacked your Hammerforge thing.
Oh, we'll get back to that. It's like Billy Connolly. I'll go around and get back to that eventually, you know. So basically, at the moment now, you've got the likes of Argos and you've got the likes of Tesco. They are now trying to sort of muscle in on what's going on. And I was in Tesco the other day, and they actually had an Argentinian-style grill. Now, I almost wanted to fire my camera. It was
made out of paper mache.
Oh, you know what? I would rather cook on a spam tin.
This is a perfect segue into the MasterChef dickheads. This is the reason why they claim that British barbecue is the worst. Because you've got the likes of Argos and Tesco's supplying absolute fucking horseshit for peanuts.
Marinated
and then you
pork,
get people
right, on their advert, right? So this pork, little teeny weeny cubes on a skewer that is going to burn. You know, and if you want to do skewers this month, Marcus Borden releases a book.
Absolutely right. Get on that book.
I mean, you know. Get a pre-order in. If you go on the Sizzle Show as well, they'll actually do you a signed copy of his first book and his second book as well.
Nice.
So, you know, you can go to Amazon and you might pay £14. Or you can go on the Sizzle Show and for, I don't know, the price of one of these, you get a personalised message from Marcus Borden. I mean, you know, it's not like you're ever going to put that book and sell it anyway, are you? You know, you're going to keep that book on
exactly.
and go through it all.
Absolutely.
So we got Tesco's now. This really goes back to the 90s, right? I've stopped watching TV now. I bet you while you've got a hole in your bum, that TV in that room, they are hammering barbecue adverts, right? Get your marinated thingy bobs. Why not cook it on this grill? Why not buy this ill-fitting, horrible
piece of shit
things that don't match up, which are made in some poor country with some poor buggers getting paid bugger all to make them, right? And you know, and have a barbecue weekend, and they show this guy in 3/4 length trousers having a great day turning this stuff over, which I bet you for that advert was not cooked on that bloody grill.
No,
so I got past Tesco's the other day. I see these Argentinian style grills, and I actually wanted to power up my camera and take a running flying kick at the lot and go ah! And just leg it out to the scopes. Because
just set fire to them all. They probably would have melted.
Going back to this with you know, Tesco, when my daughter was born, I actually bought a drum barbecue from them. I think it was like £80, right? Now, I'm an engineer by trade. Yeah, that says it all. So this thing turns up, right? I've got meat on the go. And I must admit, meat not bought from a butcher's. It was meat bought from whatever supermarket was doing a deal at the time. 3 for a 10. To be
honest, look, let's not knock the supermarkets. Sometimes you do get decent stuff from the supermarket. Yeah? granted, you know, we're all in it for the best of the best. Whatever you can get, you know, within your budget, we're in it for the best of the best.
Yeah. Within,
So be that you go to your local, you know, your local butcher, or you go to one of the online butchers.
Yeah.
So be it.
Yeah.
Some of us can still enjoy the stuff from the supermarket and still produce.
I've got to say,
equally as good food.
I'm not going to be a cork sniffer about meat. You know, everyone has a budget. Everyone has a level. Everyone has a comfort zone. You know, I mean, if you go out and you buy an absolute whopping tray of chicken for 10 quid, you can have a damn good afternoon.
Absolutely.
You can feed a lot of people on that.
Yep.
You can go out and buy a brisket. And I going back to my friends when I first got into barbecue, and they were saying, you got to be careful with brisket. And I was like, why? Because you've got some that are like 30 or 40 pound, and they're good. But you've got some that are like 110 pound, rolled on the thighs of virgins in some foreign country that has people that massage cows and worship them, and you could knacker it and what have you. And it put the fear of God in me. I'll be honest with you.
It does. Yeah, it certainly does.
So, you know, yeah. But going back to what I was saying, with that whole sort of ethos, how did the dry aged spam go? Sorry, Jimmy, I kind of dropped the ball on that. I got the dry aged spam, and I bought the dry aged bags, and I put them in, and I left it for 2 weeks. But I think in hindsight, I should have taken it out of the can first. It wasn't a very good experiment. And I said I was going to put it on the rotisserie, and I had to get the 4-pound lump hammer out and drive the rotisserie through the cans. It wasn't a good experiment. It was also an April Fool's.
Cans?
It was an April Fool's.
You told me. I knew where it was going.
I also did an April Fool's with the temple.
I saw that one as well. That was awesome.
Spritzer in it, and I said, no, I better not say it's a spritz, because spraying.
The mouth spritzer, isn't it?
40% rum near a naked flame. It's not going to end well, is it?
It'll be fine-ish.
Yeah, Mike.
Ish.
Yeah, I'm going to trust you with that, you know, because Mr. Cast Iron here. How many burns do you get today?
3. I mean, to be fair, we could have had a flame up as well. That could have been quite fun. Brand new Traeger, caught on fire.
Yeah.
Like a train wreck.
This whole 90s thing, you know, the supermarkets, and they do it every bank holiday weekend. They might even start on the Thursday night, and you can set your bloody watch to it.
Yeah, they do.
Here we go. We got marinated thing about whatever the thing is. You know, what used to grind my gear was pulled pork. You know, they do pulled pork, and it became a thing about 10 years ago, and everyone did it, right? And it is gash until you've done it yourself, and you try it, and you think, well, that's what pulled pork is. You know,
that's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? It's mis-selling it. You're talking about the vac pack stuff. Either the pulled pork vac pack. Yeah. Boil bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
they sell you this whole thing on the advert, don't they? So basically, they're saying, like, why not get a 10-pack of shit beer, right? And they'll offer you whatever the shit beer of the week is, right? Then you can get 3 packets of this for £6. And on the way out, why don't you buy yourself an Argentinian-style grill for £130? No.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
So
take the shit beer money, take the shit marinated pork, take the £130, wait a couple of weeks.
Get yourself on Facebook Marketplace in the winter. Buy yourself a Weber kettle.
Yeah, like I say, big nose Chris Rowan there. Is, you know, if you can buy awesome in the winter, you can't get a Weber kettle now for a lot more money second hand. I saw a guy today.
I don't know.
Well, it depends where you are. I mean, I've limited my groups down, but to what I'm doing, because you get bombarded with stuff. But I saw a guy today selling a Weber kettle for £300. A well-used Weber kettle for £300.
Was it rolled in fucking unicorn shit?
I don't know. I think maybe Salt Bay had it and put it on 24-karat gold on it and rolled some bullshit down his forearm, and then decided to sell it. And
he wrote some bullshit down his forearm. Love it.
It's like, but you can go to J
and buy a new one.
You can go to Wow. You can go to SoCal.
Anywhere.
Barbecue
You could have gone
bar.
anywhere and bought a new one for 300 quid. Do you know, it's the same for everything. So, obviously, my wife is getting back into fitness, and we needed to get some weights.
Yeah.
They're like fucking rocking horse shit. Do you know what?
So basically,
I got lucky.
A year after lockdown, you tried to find
we're a little bit late to the party. You know, we're a little bit late to the party. So we, I think it's because lockdown's coming to an end, and we're like, yeah, maybe we should try and lose some weight now because we're fucking fat, and we need to shift some of this lockdown weight. And you're just like. I got lucky, went onto the Argos website, and funnily enough, there was some there. So I bought it. Yeah,
so you went past the shit tin barbecues.
Yeah, fucking right. You can't go in there anyway. So I went in there, we picked it up, done. Bing, bang, bosh. And then my wife said to me on the way home, she went, have a look at this. Facebook Marketplace. Bloke had done the same thing and then stuck it on for 100 quid. So that was like £40 more than what we paid for it. Brand fucking new, still in the box, and you're like, you absolute cock. And he'd done it 3 or 4 times because he picked up like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah. Last week, Aldi, Kamado, the Aldi do.
The Kamados, yeah, again, right. Same fucking thing.
That ground my gears, right? But here's the great thing, right? Is Dylan Simpkin has got a UK barbecue page, right? And he's a decent bloke, right? And they were calling out all the scalpers. And what I liked about it is some guy put an Aldi Kamado on. Now, I don't know, what are they? 400
something odd.
Call it 400 quid as a ballpark figure, right?
Yeah.
The bids went to £50,000. Right, people just going on there, bumping it up,
on eBay,
right?
56k it went to.
There we go. Like Dutch, you said. So basically, I saw it at 50k the other day. Right, is people are not going to pay it. You know what I mean? They're just going to bump that guy.
Obviously not.
But here's the thing, right? They refuse to pay it. There's some sort of penalty that you have to pay as the seller if something goes past a certain price or what have you, and it doesn't get paid for. There's you'll have to Google it. I don't know. But all I know is the guy that was trying to sell that Aldi Kamado for 50 odd K is going to get like a 40 quid fine off eBay for it.
Dickhead.
Take that.
Shove that shit up your ass. There
were genuine guys, though, that were wanting to buy Kamados from Aldi and get into it, right? And then there were these scalpers that were taking it on, scalping the crap out of people, and then basically putting it on for a profit, and a big profit, and it's
yeah, they are.
But you can go out and you can get a Louisiana grills from Costco for not much more money. You've got Ovo, do lovely little Kamados.
There's loads of them now.
Monolith. There are various Kamados of that size that are not a lot much more money.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
I fully agree with you. I mean, my choice of grills for the new ones were the KJ, the Traeger, or the Hellraiser Yammer.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I've been harping on about this Hellraiser Yammer since I found it.
Well, that's Sean Bevins again from Hammerforge. So basically, there were creative differences around about September when they did the giveaway, and something happened, and there's a power struggle, a long drawn out process. And Sean basically has got some amazing sort of CNC machining knowledge. And he went off, and I love my Hammerforge. Now the Hammerforge is, it's very well machined. It does what it says on the tin. That's it. The Hellraiser has got above and beyond quality. There are things when you watch a guy. I think I sent you the link. The guy just making the spatula.
Yeah,
and he's got a great press. And he's sitting there,
and he's just bending it, and then there it is.
14 operations to make a spatula. 14 operations to make the spatula. Plasma cutting. I sit there. I mean, Man, I got a chubby watching a guy make a bloody spatula.
I'm not joking. That video, and if
And
people
I tell
haven't
you
seen
what,
it, they need to
Marcus
go and
Borden.
find it because it's incredible.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. But Marcus Borden has taken to the Yammer like a duck to water. And I'm sitting there thinking, I bet you can't cook a brisket on it. A week later, Marcus, here's my big ass brisket. I'm like, God damn, dude. God damn. You know what I mean?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's done all sorts on it. And I'll tell you what, I've been following Marcus for, say, about 9 months, on Instagram. Because, I haven't been around that long. And I've seen him, he's cooked on, open fire. He's cooked on the Primo grills, the oval shaped Kamado. He's done various things. I've seen him cook on Webbers and what have you. But the Yammer in the last, 6 weeks, it's like every 3 days he's got something going on that, And then the skewers, that little thing on the Yammer where you can put the skewers all in the front. I mean,
it comes with the skewers. Have you seen him engineer? Have you seen him engineer the skewers?
Yeah, it's just like, man. Have you seen that little fire basket that they've done as well with the turret on it and the hook on it? And you can use
I spoke to Marcus about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I spoke to Marcus about it because obviously Marcus was probably one of the first that got one. And I said to him, look, I've got the option of these three. And he said, I absolutely love the Yammer. Like, fully love it. And he said if it was something, he said it's something that he's always wanted to build, and they've nailed it. Something that in his head would be exactly that. He said the only thing that he'd change would be an ash basket, so like an ash catcher, which they've done. They've done with their new that thing. What you were talking about. Yeah. And there was one other thing. And the thing that stopped me from buying it was the fact that I needed to get a table for it. And then after I pressed go on a Traeger, they put a picture on their Facebook of the table they've just fucking designed for it.
I know. And you know what, right? That picture, when you see that, right, straight away is, you know what that scene reminds me of? Do you remember in Aliens when they all assemble on the deck? And he says, life is like a banquet, da-da-da-da-da, and he's giving that big speech. And you just saw behind him racks and racks of Yammers, right? Looking like nuclear bombs ready to be dropped on a planet of Xeno warriors or whatever. You know what I mean? And you sat there and think,
exactly that.
I saw a picture, right? And there must have been about 60 Yammers from various serial numbers all in the background. And some said they're all sold. 60 there in that one picture, all sold. That was 2 months ago. Before Marcus even got one.
I'm really not surprised.
God damn, you know what I mean? It's like, I do like the look of the Yammer. I was thinking the other day, if you get a Traeger Ranger and a Yammer, you could have a very good tabletop system. You get yourself a long bench. You could put yourself maybe like a Gosney dome on one end, a Traeger on the other end, a Yammer in the middle, and you've got yourself a tabletop system. I mean,
the
dome.
That's another one you can get a chubby over, innit? Fucking hell.
The one thing that gets me about the dome, right, is what did they reject as a bad idea? Because
exactly.
Yeah, you saw Will's Grill Shack did a thing with Tom Gosney about a month and a half ago, and Tom was sitting there and he was going on about, we've got a steaming option, we've got probes, we've got this, we've got that, we've got plug-in bits for this, that, and the other. And it was just relentless. And he was sitting there going like, how good is this? You know what I mean? Every question you've ever had, say, I bet it hasn't got one of this, I bet it hasn't got one of that. It has it. The only thing it doesn't do is walk itself from the truck into your garden. God damn it, you know what I mean?
You just need a small crane for that one.
The what?
You just need a small crane for that one.
I don't think it's that heavy, actually, to be honest with you. Once you take all the parts out.
It's got handles. To be fair, it's got handles on the side. And I said to Marcus, is it portable? Because it looks portable. I mean, that looks like something you could take to the beach, dump it on the beach, and the beach disappears underneath it because it's so fucking heavy. No, I said to him, is it easy to move about? And he was like, you can move it, but it's fucking heavy.
Yeah. I mean, going back to my delivery day with the Hammerforge, it arrived, and so I said we get there eventually, didn't I? So the delivery driver rings me and goes, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Right, your tent or mine? Okay, what's that about?" Was that meant to come through?
Yeah. That was me.
This guy rings me up and goes, yeah, I've got this, I don't even know what it is, but it says it's 300 odd kilograms. No, it can't be that much. So I said, I'm at the end of the cul-de-sac, the White House with the ivy on it, blah, blah, blah. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
Pulls up. I go outside, put a face mask on, and he gets the pump truck. And he pulls out,
yeah.
Then he gets on a tail lift, and the tail lift kinks over. I'm like, ooh.
Oh shit, okay. This is heavy.
Yeah. And then it comes down and it's basically on an odd angle. Then it goes dunk dunk and it comes off. And he goes, "Where do you want it?" And I thought,
in the back garden, preferably.
Cheeky bastard mode engaged. Round the back, mate. That's the delivery address. And he looked down and he goes, "Right, we'll have to open it up." And he goes, "Is this an engine?" And it's like, kind of, yeah. It's not a combustion engine for a car, but yeah, it's an engine, all right. So I come in, get a knife, take the stuff off and what have you. Yeah. And he's like, "What is that?" And I went, "It's a smoker." And he was like, I went, "Right, quick explanation. You put meat in it, you light some things, smoke wafts over it, tastes fucking great. That's all you need to know." He was like, "Great." So he goes, "I'll give you a hammer on the back with it, right?" So basically, I take this thing apart, and I take it around the back, and I drop it down, and I'm like, "Yes, it is here. Thank you, Charles. You have made my millennium."
And then you realised that you put it on the floor instead of on the stand.
Floor. Yeah. There is no stand. There is no stand.
No, as in like you hadn't put. No, I mean you hadn't put it on anything high enough. You sat there cross-legged like a fucking hippie cooking on it.
No, basically there is no stand. Right? I have checked for about 2 weeks everywhere. I cannot find a workbench. I can't find enough wood to support this thing. I can't find a stand anywhere. Right? Which is why my Hammerforge is sitting on a galvanized tank with a wooden tabletop that I made in the back garden, and I bloody love it. Right?
Oh, I don't want to change it. It's just as rustic as as that is.
It suits it. But here's the thing, right? So I put it down. I come indoors. I do a cryptic. I think I did a countdown. Jimmy Taylor, bless him. He was like, "You're winding me the fuck right up now, man. What is it?" Because I was doing a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the zero is the O in the Hammerforge logo. Nice. Right? I'd been teasing him, right? And Jimmy was like, "Tell me what it is." No. 4. What are you up to? I'm not telling you. 24 hours later. 3. I swear, man, I'm going to come around there. I'm going to beat your brains up. Don't care. 2. Expletives in messages like, "Jimmy, calm down, mate." 2. And he's like, "I swear, man, I don't care anymore." Okay. A minute later. "What is it?" "I'm not telling you." 1. 0. I knew you were getting one of them. All right, Jimmy. Like for 5 days. Like, "What are you getting? What are you getting? What are you getting? What are you getting?" And he's like, "I'm not telling you." So it turns up. It's in my garden. I took the wrapping off, and inside straight away I pull up this box and I open it up. SoCal has stuck a Yeti 20-ounce Rambler in there and a cap as a freebie. And I'm like, come on. You've done me a solid getting me a Hammerforge on release week. For that, I'm truly humbled. I'm not one of these guys that loves massive amounts of freebies. It's, if somebody sends me something, I will love it, and I'm absolutely over the moon you've done it. But I kind of feel a bit guilty about it as well, you know. And I opened this and I was like, oh wow, you know, god damn, you've said, I don't know how much they are, but it's like, you didn't have to do that. You know, I've been ready for this since September. You know what I mean? It's like, I had money in my hand. It's like, come on, sell me one, I'll buy it. So this is in my garden. We're taking the bits out. I got bags of bolts and what have you. And then it rained for 3 solid days, biblical style.
Fucking hell.
To the point that I can see you there. Right? I couldn't walk across my garden without losing a shoe. It was bad.
Lush. It was that wet. Fucking hell.
It was. My garden turned to clay. The garden that I would have spent the money that I put in the Hammerforge correcting the lawn and building a shack, but I spent it on a Hammerforge. I regret nothing. It was worth it.
No, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
They were on a live, I think, on the Saturday night, and they were saying, they were talking about things in their shop. They were doing like a live thing, and they were going around and something like that stuff. And they actually said, "Oh, here's a Hammerforge," and Guerrilla bought one, but he's been strangely silent about having this. And it's like, yeah, it's not stopped. So it comes to the Saturday night, and I put up a post saying, like, I've got this Hammerforge. I've now got a table for it. It hasn't stopped raining. I need to build it up. And somebody made a joke and said, "Why don't you build it indoors?" And I was like, "Oh, that would be stupid." You know what? Sod it. So out there on my fridge freezer, I built the Hammerforge and I got it ready. And then the second it stopped raining, I took the lid off, took all the grills out, took the drawer out. I literally held it in my hand and I staggered across the garden all the way down to the bottom with it.
Yeah.
Plonked it in, built it up, and I got my first cook on, and I did a pork loin on it. Now, I don't rate pork. I've never rated pork. I thought it was a bit dull and a bit boring. And I'm going to go back to something that I was on the first time I was on your show when Scott was on from Angus and Oink, when I was not very complimentary about a product, but we'll get to that in a second. So I go and buy a big, massive pork loin, and I put it on. And I won a meter in a competition with Waz's Barbecue Hut. Now, when we were on here last, I wasn't very complimentary about the meter, and I'm going to apologise for it.
We had someone else that was very much like that, an American, very popular podcaster that decided to rip into meter, like fully rip into meter. And we were quite new to the whole podcasting scene, and it took us back. I was like, how the fuck do I recover from this? But carry on.
So, over various months, I've seen various complaints and things. And you've got to accept that lockdown has a lot to contribute towards people getting back to emailing you. Is some of the companies up there are doing remarkably well. With keeping up with things and staying on top. I mean, I know I'm an Angus and Oink ambassador, but this weekend they have decamped everything from their headquarters, gone to Royal D-side, set up again, and they said to people, Wednesday's your cut-off date, and it's an unbelievable amount of stuff they've shifted over this weekend, and they're going to be back up and running, immediately.
The new site. Yeah, absolutely.
So some places have been furloughed, some people aren't doing very well, and I saw meter people complaining about slightly faulty product or whatever. Now, to me, Bluetooth is a line of sight signal. So without boring people to death, is when you have various amounts of metal in the way, that signal can be diverted and stolen a little bit. So people said, doesn't work from my oven, doesn't work from my kettle. I got a meter talking through a Hammerforge, which is that thick of steel, to the repeater that sat on a metal washing line pole, and talked to my phone 50 meters away and didn't lose signal. And I was like, holy shit, how did that work?
Absolutely. I mean, I love mine. But yeah, I've got those issues that you say, you can't get it doesn't work through an oven. Do I care? No, not really. Yeah. I mean, I found a spot on the oven that it works. So I just put the receiver there, and then everything's fine.
Well, there you go then.
You know, I mean, they're exceptional bits of kit. And I mean, going back to this, the one that we had, the guy that came on and absolutely ripped Meter a new one, and this was like the first week we'd got them as a show sponsor. Absolutely tore him a new arsehole. And I'm there like, dude, I've just put in like fucking 3 weeks worth of graft with these guys, and you've basically just undone everything in like 10 minutes of being on my show. I'm hovering over the kick out button because you're a cunt.
But it's those companies that take that on board and recover from it and look after people. Now, I've been hearing on the grapevine that Brood Shack is actually working with Meter Maid and is looking at actually redressing those problems here in the UK. So it's a proactive thing, you know, where people are getting on and looking after things, because there's nothing worse than an angry customer that's got social media, because within 14 minutes he could be on every platform that's ever been invented, copying and pasting his gripe or her gripe or their gripe. You know, it's not, you know, it's one of those things that if they don't get satisfaction very quickly, it can snowball quite quickly. You know, and we see it all the time.
Obviously, Meter were like a crowdfunder campaign when they first started out.
Yeah, I remember it.
And this is where they got a lot of their bad rap, was their crowdfunder.
I kind of remember it because before barbecue, I remember seeing this thing coming up, and it was one of the first things I looked at into getting before I got sort of too involved in barbecue. And the first thing I checked out was the Meter.
The issue there was the crowdfunder was badly managed, like terribly managed. People weren't getting their orders, so they, you know, the Kickstarter had reached its thing. They'd gone into development. They made these devices, and they weren't being delivered, or if they were being delivered, they were substandard. Right? Okay. Give the company their due.
It's a Kickstarter. You're going to get
exactly. They've gone back to the drawing board and gone, all right, fair enough. That was a fuck up. Let's start again. And then they redid it completely from the ground up, and there's not been a problem.
Yeah.
But some people are still bitter about the fact that, you know, their Kickstarter, they paid what, 50 quid or whatever it was to support their Kickstarter, and they got stung. And they're bitter about it, and they're constantly giving, you know, Meter this bad rep. Yeah. When in reality, you know, you're talking to, you know, someone that uses it on a, you know, weekly, daily basis. Dutchy's got one. He uses his. He uses his inside his cast iron Dutch oven. Yeah. You use yours. I'm sure there's plenty of people in the chat at the moment that use one.
Like I said,
and they don't have a problem anymore.
There aren't many thicker barbecues out there, to be honest with you, made of like 1/4-inch boilerplate. You know, so if you can talk through that,
there you go.
Talk through anything. You know.
All over Meter. Yeah.
Oh well, Roberts. Let's your tent or mine keeps popping up. What's this all about?
It's somebody else.
Okay.
I need a meter. See, your tent. I need a meter.
Right, okay. So, Roberts, a couple of weeks ago, did a 36-hour Instagram live. So basically, is when you're talking about the sweet bones and bacon that Angus did. So going.
See, I don't know surnames, but I certainly know Rob.
So,
hello.
So Rob's daughter, narcolepsy and catalepsy. She, due to lockdown, they've had a bit more sort of news on this and being able to see things. Basically, she wasn't in school and she was at home. They were noticing more of an issue. So Rob decided to do a 36-hour live. Angus and Oink then did a limited edition sweet bones and bacon rather than sweet bones and butts.
Yeah.
And they said, we're going to do 250. And I was like, I think you're going to have a bit of a problem there with 250. And Melissa was like, well, why? And it's like, because I'm getting hammered on the messages going, When's it out? When's it out?
Yep.
What's it like?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I have no idea. But they're doing a limited edition of 250. So if you want one, get on the website. The website launches,
sure you're there, ready.
and we are in the Angton Oink chat, and Melissa's like, these figures are mental. They're just boom, 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 boom. And she's like, we're going to sell out. I'm not going to be exact on the figure here, but I think it was like 3 minutes before the first hour, sold out. In 57 minutes, gone. And she was like, wow.
It's nuts.
Are you going to do some more? And they were like, well, we only got so many labels printed up. And I was like, well, did you get like spare labels in case any got crinkled or knackered or whatever? And they were like, no, that's the labels we've got. Okay. Then Rob does his live, various people come along, Rashid Phillips comes on because Rob basically got a bit whined one night and went on, and Rashid basically egged him on and said, yeah, I got to make this like 36 hours. So Rob was like, okay, then I'll do 36. And it snowballs and it becomes a great, absolutely monumental thing in its own right. So Angus Oink release some more. And they sell out. They sell out even quicker. Then on the night of the last night, of Rob's 36-hour marathon,
another 50.
Another 50.
And guess who got one on that 50?
Did you? I actually bought two, but I gifted one to somebody because they'd never made it. And I messaged them and said, did you get any? And they were like, no, I didn't. I kind of fell asleep. And I was like, I'll send you one. So I've gifted one to somebody. But all the profits of that have gone to Narcolepsy UK. Now, Rob may want to chime in with the exact amount that has been raised if he wants to send you the message. I won't divulge that, but it is an impressive amount.
I certainly hope that he's raised a good amount for it. It's a worthy cause. Definitely.
Okay, how much would you think he's raised?
I don't want to guess because it'll be no, I'm not going to guess. It's going to be a good amount.
I tell you what, it was a very informative experience.
Absolutely.
And towards the end, Rob basically kind of got banned from Instagram for being on for so many hours. And if you think about it, yeah, because if you think about it, you've had people die in places like Korea for playing Doom for 72 hours or whatever on the computer. So I think there's a duty of care sort of software that comes in and says, mate, you've been on the internet a bloody long time. We're going to cut you off. And it was like the last 45 minutes of his 36-hour live, they started doing his account off. So everyone rallied around, everyone jumped on lives and rerouted him and got him going. And it to hell. I'm sorry, Robert, but you look like hammered shit in the last hour. Fair play to you, boy. You did really well, and it was nice. And the last hour was emotional as hell. There you go. Robert is actually doing a draw tomorrow night for the amounts for people that have actually contributed towards that. They're going to do a draw of prizes. So you got people like Diva Barbecue have sent books. Big Mama Sauce have sent sauces over from America. Ben Forte from Kamado Joe has given a limited edition leather apron. There are various bits. I think Marcus has waded in with stuff. There's all sorts going on. I think he's got something like a list of, don't quote me on this, but it's like a list of like 13 plus prizes on there. So he's going to do that tomorrow night. And he will divulge the amount raised, and it is a bloody impressive amount, of which,
spot on. I tell you what, it's something like, narcolepsy is not something I've really ever heard of until Rob did his 36-hour live. And I tell you what, I feel like an expert now.
There you go, the awareness.
So, absolutely. And it wasn't just that. It wasn't just the fact that it was so informative. It was so nice to see our community rally around a cause like that. I've seen it firsthand from the Q Together thing that the Russ from the Rusty Barbecue Company's done.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I helped in the background with some of the artwork that was used, and obviously we did a show dedicated just to mental health with Ross on, and it was great to see the everybody get behind it, but Rob's was another level.
Oh, like, yeah. Going back to mental health things, there is what we've always said as a barbecue community is anybody that's struggling, you know what I mean, drop me a line.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
more than happy just to sit there and video chat with you, audio chat. If you're having a shit day, ring me up. I will never, unless I'm driving or something like that, obviously, you know, or I'm having a Mr. Magoo, then I'm going to say I'll ring you back in 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, is anybody can ring us up. You know, is WhatsApp, Instagram, you know, Facebook. If you want to just sit there and have a chat about stuff, it's not a problem. You know, there are many of us out there that will support you. You know, you've got people like Jimmy, Dutchy Q Together. Yeah, that was awesome. That was absolutely bloody awesome to see. And the fact that Russ did that picture with all those Q Together from that night made into one big image, you know. So, you know, you've got the Burnt Chef project as well, which Angus and I have been involved with and contributed to.
I'd win that.
The what?
100%. I'd win that if it was the Burnt Chef. I'm constantly burning myself.
Well, you've got people like Jimmy Taylor, who's Midlands Barbecue. He's an ambassador for the Burnt Chef. So, you know, he's trained to talk to people that are having issues and what have you. And, you know, with what's gone on this year, is some of us have fared very well. But you've got to realise that the way I see society is only as good as how it treats its weakest members. Now,
no, absolutely.
When I say weak, I don't mean, you know, I don't mean that in an awful way or what have you, but is you know, you've got to look after people. You've got to Big Town. Thank you, Dutchy.
That's because your tent or mine is asking where you're from. There you go.
I'm in Mochtra, which I stated at the beginning of the live, so people may have missed that, where the literal translation is Moch is Mochin, which is pig, and Dre is town or village. So Mochtra is a pig town, for a simple explanation. But going back to what I was saying before is how you treat those that need your help is how I judge society. And it's easy to turn your back on people. It's easy to say, not my problem. Not my monkeys, not my zoo. And you need to look after people. And if people need a natter, need a chat, need to come and say hello, or just talk for 5 minutes. And I've got guys that will ring me up. It tends to be guys, not really ladies or women or whatever. But you get these guys that will ring you and want to have a chat about things. And you sit there and afterwards you think, well, what was that chat about? It was just touching base and just nattering with somebody, because we haven't got that ability right now. We can't go to the pub.
No, absolutely.
Pull up a beer and put our feet up and go.
Just relax.
Yeah.
We don't.
You can't sit and say,
absolutely
my kid's driving me mad because she wants to come downstairs in a half a towel, naked, and appear on the internet. You know what I mean? You can't just say that stuff.
No, no, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I was avoiding something. Yeah, I avoided it. So I tell you, we're an hour and 45 minutes in, and I've got a couple more questions. In fact, do you know what? Should we talk about Star Wars?
Yeah.
Should we
I
do
like
it?
Star Wars.
So do I.
I could be here all night. I don't care. I'm not arsed.
Yeah.
I would like a toilet break at some point.
Yeah. Let's do it. Star Wars. Your recent entry to the Globaltic Family TV dinners competition.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Let's do this first.
Go for it.
That's a nice black screen, isn't it? Are you going to work or what?
Has it died on
errors.
this? I can't show
technical
it
issues.
I beat the competition now.
Right. Hold on. Let's give this another go. Please hold. Cooler. This is a good edit point. I'm just going to remind myself that this is an edit point. Okay. Here we go. Once again. I love the oats. The oats just to finish it off.
Don't forget,
awesome.
there was also crunchy nut cornflakes in the mix there as well.
Was there?
Yeah.
Where did I miss them?
Oh, you're not paying attention, man. It's the devil's in the details. Keep going back. There, on the back end.
Oh yeah, there was. Oh, there you go. Didn't notice that. So come on, tell everybody what the well, obviously it's part of the Glow Baltic Family TV dinner competition.
So basically, we've got.
But enlighten them.
The Glow Baltic family have decided to do a competition. The competition ultimately is get your name featured on the bag, and become part of the Glow Baltic family. And who doesn't like free charcoal? So,
absolutely right.
Bruce Jack Barbecue created the Glow Baltic family account and offered the community the chance to enter various cooks and get through on a knockout stage, going through various stages. So we got the first week. I can't even remember what it was. I think it was just some opening round. Then we got through the second stage. Then we get through to the third stage, and the third stage was TV dinners. So TV dinners could be, if you're a fan of Twin Peaks, you could have a cup of coffee there that could be done on your barbecue. You could have smoked the beans. There could be a cherry pie. You could have baked an owl, whatever to do with Twin Peaks, right? You could have had some guy. Some guy. I
would have gone for
the what? What would you go for?
I would have gone for American pie, the apple pie.
There we go. So you can have the apple pie. Some guy did Parks and Recreation. So you had a bottle of scotch and whatever Ron Swanson eats. The barbecue boys from Essex did Harry Potter. So they had dragon eggs. One guy. Nice. I do apologise for those people I can't remember your names. Did the actual cart from the Flintstones. So the wheel were kebab sausages. Basically, yeah. He actually had the chop on the roof. The chop kept falling off. So basically, had a steak, or a chop or whatever down the side of the car. People did awesome things. I was like, shit, I got to up my game here. So I thought of one thing, and it didn't fly with me. Is when I think of something, it's got to hit, and when it hits, I'm like, that's the kiddie. And I was doing something, and I looked down, and I had cocktail sticks in my hand, and I thought, those look like the barbs of the Sarlacc pit in Return of the Jedi. And I thought, ooh, right. So the Sarlacc pit, we've got a bunt tin, and I've lined it with bacon, and I've got some pork mince, and I've mixed it with Glazed and Confused by Angus and Oink, and some Porky White Chick, and I've massaged it in all together, and I filled the bunt tin. And I folded it over, used a bit of meat glue on the bottom end, stuck it in the fridge overnight, Went to the ProQ, smoked it for about 3 hours on low and slow. Bit of porky white tick on the outside just to give it a bit of colour. And I did it over cherry wood, and it came out awesome. So I took that off.
Yeah.
Then in the freezer, I've got an Aldi 2-meter piggin blanket left over from Christmas. I kept coming across this thing and thinking, oh, I've got to use this up somewhere. You know what I mean? It's got to be done and got to be used up because it's going to get like frostbite and what have you on it. So I get it out, defrost it, put that on the grill, cook that up, put that down. Then I ordered a Boba Fett, Lego Boba Fett from eBay, and I made the tentacles out of wrapped up spiralized bacon, put that on the edge, and then I made, and I can't believe I did this, it was a bacon wrapped Oreo. And I've been very vocal about bacon wrapped Oreos on social media. Yeah, so basically I made a diorama, sprinkled a load of cereal around the outside, bit of oats, bit of crunchy nut cornflakes, and there we go. That was it. Can we just pause for 1 minute? I've literally got to take a toilet break. 2 seconds.
You carry on. Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump us into the pub club, and then people can join us and ask questions. So for the minute, we'll call that end of interview, and we will hit the advert, and I will post the link for people to jump in and join if they want to. Shall see you in about 2 minutes.